In today's video, we are going to be going through a full day of eating on this lean bulk, what that looks like, why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm also going to take you through my first lower body session on this Jacked and Strong journey, programmed by Dr. Adam Sawyers. It's been chaotic. It's 7:35 p.m. right now. I'm just getting to training as we speak. We had plumbers in all day today because our shower needs completely taking out and replacing. So that's been going on. And also my daughter has been off school today. So bit of a trifecta, bit of a shitstorm of things that have all been going on today. And my missus has been to work at the cafe. So it's been one of those days. So I've done my best to film my eating for today. You'll see as you watch the video what I'm doing and how that looks. This session here, which we're going to get into and you're going to see clips of as well, is a fucking gnarly session. So thank you, Adam, for that. Yeah, it's a bit nasty. But the best thing about it is, despite it being a lower body session, we are starting with some shoulders and arms. Beautiful. Lovely. Because you can never get enough shoulder and arm work. That is the key takeaway from this video that you need to understand. So we are starting with 100 grams of porridge, oatmeal, whatever you want to call it. Looks really appetizing, doesn't it? We have 300 ml of semi-skim milk, 20 grams of peanut butter, and 20 odd grams of honey. We're gonna have a banana. We've also got one of these 20-gram high-protein chocolate yogurt things from Lidl. This is gonna come to about 900 calories, 45 grams of protein. I'll put the stats up somewhere. Doesn't look good, but it tastes fucking good. My missus refers to porridge as prison food or war food. So yeah, makes it seem really appetizing, doesn't it? But oh well, it's not fucking bad, and it can be made in 5 minutes. I also like to blend all this shit up, but today we just have it as standard porridge. That's meal number one. Easy, plenty of carbs, probably 100 grams of carbs in this, maybe a bit more. Not particularly high fat, 45 grams of protein. I'll be typically trying to eat about 170 grams of protein a day, so get stuff to start, and it can be made in 5 minutes. So it's a win-win for my goals. Usually as well, I like to throw in some frozen blueberries onto this as well for some like extra nutrients and fiber and stuff, but dickhead here forgot to buy the blueberries. So just having a banana instead. But hits the spot, does what I need it to do. Easy, and I can eat this every day, no problem. So that's kind of the formula that you're looking for with your meals. Is it needs to be food that's easy for you to eat, easy for you to make, and also something that you don't mind having Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, or whatever time frame. Like I can have this every day, no problem. And one of the things about getting in great shape is the ability to habitually do the same things over and over again. So it's kind of a hack, if you like. So like I said at the start of this video, one of the best things about this training plan from Adam is that on the lower body days, you start off with some direct bicep work and some direct shoulder work. The reason for that is because these smaller muscle groups can typically recover faster and therefore can handle more training frequency. So if you want to bring up a weaker body part, for me, my arms are a little bit weaker in terms of like lagging behind other muscles, and I want to bring it up. One of the best ways to do that is to increase the frequency. So yesterday I did some chin-ups, biceps got some frequency there. Today, then I'm doing some curls, frequency. Next up, what I work out with is pull-ups, a little bit of frequency, and then the fourth workout of the week, second lower body workout, the all curls, right? So they're getting that increased exposure to training, which is going to result in more growth. Assuming that I push the sets like I just did there, and you see those last couple of reps are fucking hard, and they should be hard. And the thing with bicep training that I learned fairly recently is that you can feel that burning sensation kicking quite quickly, and it's easy once you hit that, just be like, oh, the set's done. But usually you've got a few more reps in the tank, and you just need to push through that, and you'll see that you're capable of doing more, and that's what the growth is. The growth is in those last few reps that are really fucking challenging. So if you find yourself just going through the motions in the gym and not seeing results, maybe check your intensity. Check how hard you're actually training. Are you actually pushing yourself? Are your last couple of reps of most sets really fucking difficult? So if they're not, maybe that's where you're lacking. So as per the dumbbell incline curls, 2 sets of 8 reps on the seated lateral raise as well. Extra shoulder volume for the same rationale as I gave for the dumbbell curl. Felt good, nice and heavy towards the last couple of reps. Decent amount of weight being lifted. Like I say, the start of this session is quite nice. Training the arms and the shoulders is always a pleasant experience. What comes after that with the legs and the lower body stuff is going to be fairly difficult. So yeah, it's kind of like the calm before the storm, the false sense of security for a really enjoyable workout that turns into a fucking gritty, let's get fucking into it kind of session. But hey, that's what we're here for, right? Yeah. So it is clearly post-workout, I mean, different attire, and I realized that the filming I did after the squats and deadlifts to talk about how the squats and deadlifts went from the workout, I cropped myself out of the photo. I was still getting used to this vlogging thing, and so I was like, fuck, I need to do that again. So the squats and deadlifts for this workout were challenging-ish. The squats were fine, 120 for 1, 112.5 for 3, and 105 for 3 on the Zerch squats. Nothing majorly heavy there, just finding out kind of a baseline where we're at in terms of blend percentages and stuff. Nowhere near max, and just finding a groove. The deadlifts, on the other hand, were fucking minging. So 2 sets of 5 with a 5-second eccentric component, which on a deadlift is nasty. So first set was 150. I only did 4 reps I potentially went over 5, but something just felt a little bit uncomfortable, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to risk injuring myself right now on session 1. So 150 for 4, then 132.5 for 5. Honestly, they were probably more like 3 to 5 seconds. Some of them were slower, some of them were faster, so that's something I'll get better at. But they were horrible, and that extra eccentric lowering phase, especially with a heavy weight, really, really taxes the system. So they were pretty nasty, and obviously we went into the Bulgarian split squats and leg curls, which we'll see in a second. So going into those after those deadlifts was pretty gnarly. So I'm looking forward to seeing how training like this is going to improve my lifts over the coming months. But if you are going to do it, just be prepared to fucking work hard on those negative eccentrics, because you're going to need to grit your teeth and just get through the sets. Yeah. Right. So, split squats and banded leg curls done. You'll see on the Bulgarian split squats that I only filmed the right side for 1 set. I did do both sets, and I did do both sides, but had a problem with my camera, so you only got one side in. Don't know if I'll stick with it, and just kind of wanted to test it today and see how it felt. I might just go back to traditional back squat, split squats, bottom, back, split squats, and see how they feel. But they were nasty, so just after the overwork. And then the banded leg curls felt quite good actually. That's the best way I could do them here. Rig up a couple of heavy bands, move the bench quite far back from the rack, and really try and get a nice squeeze. Slightly more reps than I was kind of meant to. I was meant to be doing like sets of 8, but I ended up doing sets of 12 just because that's what the bands allow me to do. So overall, really solid session. Taxing, harder than the upper body workout for sure. The eccentric deadlifts really add a layer of spice to this, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the progression is going to be over the next sort of 6 months following this kind of plan. So just some more thoughts on that workout. I think that the biggest problem most people have with their training is that they just don't train intensely enough. They feel like they are, but when it actually comes to it, they're even more in the tank than they anticipate. And when sets get uncomfortable and they get a bit gnarly, and you hear those little voices in your head saying, you can stop now. Usually when that happens, you've got a couple more reps you can do. And, you know, especially on lifts like squats and bench presses and things like that, if you've not got a spotter and stuff, then you're better off stopping a rep short, fine. But isolation moves, leg curls, lateral raises, bicep curls, split squats even, push them to the point where they're uncomfortable. And that's ultimately when the growth is going to be. You can't just cruise through all of your workouts and expect results and expect adaptation, expect your body to change. You're forcing your body to change. You're providing the stimulus for it to change. And you've got to be willing to go down that little place that is uncomfortable in order to make that happen. Otherwise, you are just putting yourself in a position where nothing's going to change. You're just going to stay steady. And I know that because for the last couple of years, that's basically what I've been doing. Some of it intentional, some of it not. There's definitely been a part of me that feels like I could have worked harder. But like I said, it wasn't my main focus. My main goal over the last couple of years has genuinely to just been kind of like maintain where I'm at and other priorities in my life that have just taken precedent. And I've done a good job of that. I'm still relatively strong. I'm still in decent shape. And I've maintained that for the last couple of years. So, all good. But now I'm able to see the intensity get dialed up in each of these workouts. So, yeah, hopefully you got something from that. Like I said, these workouts I'm filming them as a way of keeping myself accountable, but hopefully for you guys to pick up some wisdom at home as well. And now let's continue with the full day of eating. So we are wrapping up today's video of eating with this, I don't even know what to call it, to be honest. It's chicken, pasta, potatoes, carrots. We had leftover chicken stew from yesterday. So good quality protein, lots of carbs, plenty of nutrition. The only thing that's really been missing from today's day of eating really is probably a little bit more fruit and veg. Like I said, I'd normally have had some frozen blueberries with breakfast, and in an ideal world, there'd be a little bit more veg in this meal as well. But, you know, not every day is perfect. That's what I'm showing you. Typically, evening meals are always going to be a little bit different. Like my breakfast and my lunch have been pretty similar most days because they're easy, I have control over them. I try and keep those like relatively the same. And I always try and leave a decent chunk of calories for the evening because I know that sometimes we're going to eat things that are a little bit higher calorie. Like we sit down as a family. Usually today I'm down in the office working because I've got shit to do. But the point is, dinner is usually a little bit more varied, and it's not always something that is completely in my control. I like to eat with my family, etc., as do most dads, and that's what I'm trying to show you here, that you can make that work. I do know that I have around about 12 to 1300 calories left for the day. Look, it's not going to be that many. I'm probably going to have a little bit more after this as well, and I'm also going to wash it down with one of these banana yogurt protein drinks, which I fucking love, because protein I think today has been a little bit short, so I'm going to get this in. This, what are we at? This only has 136 calories, 20 grams of protein. It tastes pretty good, and it's pretty cheap here in Portugal as well, so I'm going to wash it down with that. It's a pretty straightforward diet that I'm following here, right? I'm aiming for anywhere between sort of 31 to 3200 calories a day to begin with, around about 170 grams of protein. We'll see how my body responds to that over the next couple of weeks. If my scale weight isn't going up slightly, I'll adjust the calories accordingly. But the thing to bear in mind here is I'm only looking to really gain like a kilo a month, maybe even a little bit less, 0.75 to 1 kilo a month, which is like 1.8 to 2 pounds. That's all I'm looking to gain here, right? Like I don't want this to be like a dirty bulk where I'm going to I expect to add a little bit of body fat, but it shouldn't be that much if I do this bulk properly over the next 6, 7, 8 months. If over the next 6 months I gain 7 kilos or 6 kilos, it shouldn't be that much fat, and I should be able to strip that fat off within a few weeks or 4 to 6 weeks. We'll do a little bit of a mini cut, and then we go back into the bulk again and push on, and we're just going to rinse and repeat that cycle until I get to a body weight and strength level that I'm happy with, and then we'll see what happens. If you don't mind, let me try it. I mean, I always knew it was going to be good anyway because it's leftover chicken stew with pasta. It can't be bad. Chicken thighs as well, by the way, not chicken breast. No bit of extra calories there. Lots of kind of a bulk and tack. And you're going to eat chicken, go for the thighs, slightly higher calories than regular chicken breast. Also tastes better too because it's got more flavor, hence the extra calories. So there you have it. That's a wrap. Lower body training session, full day of eating on this lean bulk. Like I say, here's 3,200 calories, 160 to 170 grams of protein. We'll see how my body reacts. We'll go from there. Drop a like, drop a little love on the channel so that the YouTube gods favor me and push me out to more people. That would be fantastic. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, you thought this video was already over, but it's not. A little update for you. The heat is on, so sorry about the noise. But this is how I'm actually eating my dinner now, because my son was really upset upstairs, and my missus was trying to give our daughter a bath. And so here we are. This is how it's ended up going. So I'm definitely going to end up getting a second bowl, because fat face here is eating all of it.